happening?
Hi, Tony. Good to be with you today.
Great to have you. Tonight we're going to the ice here with Ramon. We got the Stars here to host the Senators here. Stars laying minus 200, total 6.5.
Yeah, big favorite here are the Stars against the Senators, even though they're coming off a loss, their first shutout of the season last game against Toronto. The Stars went down to defeat, but they're still having a pretty good year so far, 14-7-5 this year in Ottawa. Well, maybe they have not lived up to expectations. Everybody thought they'd be much improved, and it hasn't quite worked out. 10-14-1 right now for the Senators. So maybe we can get to the bottom of it, but I'm just going to look really at this contest. Ottawa coming in, they lost to LA 5-2, a game I went against the Kings for some reason, and Ottawa fell behind 4-1 in the game. Kings went out and blitzed them in the early going, so they didn't get off to too great a start in that one. Ottawa's on their dad trip. That's not the way to impress your father. They take the dads on for a road trip to a couple of cities, and they laid an egg in the first period. So you wonder if a little bit of a distraction, kind of, if you will. Dad's in tow. Have probably breakfast and dinner with dad on the trip in that game. I don't know. Kings playing pretty well, but so is Dallas here against Ottawa as they come in. Dallas was a strong defensive team. Remember, they had a string of unders last season. This year, they've become more known for their offense this year, really a top scoring unit in the league right now, but they still are allowing just 2.85 goals a game. Ottinger's turned into one of the better goalies in the league, a guy who kind of was thrust into the position as the starter and then the main guy for Dallas. Well, he's turned out to be pretty good here. The 2.54 goals against average and a 91% save percentage. Dallas has gone under in three. They've gone 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10, including 4 of their last 5 games. His teams met back on October 24th. Final score 4-2. Dallas won that one at Ottawa. So Ottawa, for what is supposed to be an improved offense, they haven't been scoring too well of late either. They'll have Forsberg in the lineup today, but Ottawa's still been an under team this season at 10-15 to the under. Forsberg, he's 5-7-1 with a 3.2 goals against and a 91% save percentage. Ottawa had gone under in 8 straight games until their last 2 games did go over, including that 5-2 loss to the Kings. But Ottawa's gone under now in 10 of their last 12 games and 8 of their last 11 games on the road, including 6 straight on the road. And Ottawa's also gone 6-13-1 to the under against teams above 500, like the Stars here in the series. Also has gone 4-1 to the under, 1-4, I might say, to the under in the last 5 matchups. So Dallas pretty good on the penalty kill. It's 84%. That's one thing they do well as well. So I've got it going under. It seems like the public sentiment's kind of taken this one over, but boy, you see the 6.5 there. But one thing it's not noted on our scoreboard is probably going to get even money on the under in this one. Maybe lay a $1.05, but over is kind of juiced, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Tony, you can check the odds board out for me, but I've got under in this one 6.5 with Ottawa on the road on the dad trip. Watch this, Dad. Can't even score against Dallas tonight.
All right, Ramon. We got Ramon here on record here with the under here at 6.5, and of course you're looking at this Ottawa team. You have both, as you mentioned, both teams trending under, and also Ottawa under in 6 straight here away from home.
Yeah, and that's one thing that they tried to get going this year. They tried to beef up the offense a little bit, and they did. There have been some positive returns, but it just seems like we're kind of getting back to old Ottawa again. They're kind of up and down, if you will. They can have some standout performances. Uh, they got Brady Kachuk. He's supposed to be their key, but he's still got only 12 goals on the season. So, it's kind of been tough sledding. A team like Dallas, I still My own personal perception is them as a defensive team, especially at home. I mean, last year they grinded out so many low-scoring wins. Yes, they've turned it up a notch this year to become a bit more high-scoring, but have some concerns about their offense. Long term, I would think if they can sustain what they've been up to so far. I don't know if it was a necessarily a big surprise that Ottawa has become more of an offensive team this year. I think I was surprised that they've scored as well as they did, but still, Ottinger has been one of the toughest guys in goal this season. Really been a nice, one of the more pleasant surprises for Dallas to have a good goaltending. So Ottawa, yeah, that this 2 game, just a 2 game trip. So we'll see if they can put a few up. But I've got this one going under.
Going under a lot of line variances here with this total. I'm seeing 6.5. There's some juice minus 133 at a very sharp offshore book. I'm seeing the under juice at minus 120 at a sharp Vegas, sharp
Okay.
Vegas book. So you're in a lot of spreads here in this one. I'm even seeing a 6 in the market at minus 130. So a lot of this is spread out throughout here, the marketplace here, where we're seeing under and over being juiced. But see, this one you definitely want to do your shopping on.
Wow, I didn't realize that so many. Yeah, I mean for sure. I mean, I'm showing some major books certainly getting plus money, even plus 105 at some books. So, boy, if you see that type of variance, you kind of wonder what some of the books are up to necessarily. I mean, it seems like I don't know. To me, I'm showing sharper books that are certainly juiced to the over, and
Yeah, overs
it's a
on the
big
sharper
factor.
ones. Yeah.
Okay, and it's a big factor. I mean, it's one of the things I've actually discussed on the morning
Yeah,
steam.
it's a Vegas sharp versus the offshore sharps. The Vegas sharps are on the under, the offshore sharps on the over.
Interesting point. I know a lot of people, still hesitate. I'm not going to go down that path talking about, playing offshore and playing with legal U.S. books, certainly. But uh, for me, when I'm talking about hockey totals, there's only really Tony. Yes, okay. There's an occasionally a five, especially in the playoffs. We do see some sevens now and then on the board, and a lot of places will let you buy up and down. But really, in hockey, you can only have five, six, or 5.5, six, or 6.5. So the juice is the most important thing. It's often taken for granted, I think, especially in the talking heads, about where the juice lies on a total. I know disrespect if we just list it there on the screen, but I think too many times people are still just willing to pull the trigger on a total over or under without knowing that they're, if they're, especially if they're laying, a buck 25 or higher on a juiced total. So it's one of the most overlooked gambling stats in hockey for sure. So
Yep. All
just an
right.
aside there.
We got Ramon here. Senators stars under 6.5. This one will have a start time here of 8:30 Eastern time. All right, Ramon. Let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. We've got some NBA on the board, NHL and college hoops. Of course, that NFL game, Raiders and the Rams. Ramon showing good profit here in the NHL as well over the year. For the year, great profit in the NBA, over 1,650 units of profit. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, the Rams and the Raiders have a very good season. I'm not going to lose much sleep over that, but I'll be watching tonight and taking a look at that game. Mindy and I are involved with Team Steam over there today in the Raiders and Rams game. Yeah, you talk about the Raiders fans, coming back to LA for a pseudo home game in that one. So for me, I'll be involved tonight, Tony, in college basketball with a 3-pack tonight. Just an 8 game card tonight in college basketball, and we'll be in action with a 3-pack over there. And Mindy and I also have a play with Team Steam as well. I don't want to overlook our efforts that we have with our chat room. I want to give them a shout out over there when they help us with our consensus plays. And I'll be involved tonight in the NBA. You see it there, my Thursday night discount, my $10 Tony's Picks special, the best bet, $15. It's in the NBA tonight 3-game card. Mindy and I are locked in on 2 of them with Team Steam, and I've got the other game as well tonight. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Pick up my NBA discount best bet tonight. Also, in the NHL, just one play for me on the ice. Mindy and I have a 3-pack with Team Steam, so I've got one play over there tonight over at Tony's Picks, and I've also put them all together. A 5-pack of plays, the multi-sport 5-pack right there, get you all 5 of my premium plays. That's a light night for me, Tony. 5 plays on the board on this card where there's a variety, quality over quantity maybe tonight with tonight's card, the 4 major sports that are in play, 4 major, betting cards, if you will, that are in play tonight. So I've touched on all of them, and but in that multi-sport 5-pack, it's just the basketball and the hockey game that are involved in that one. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Saves you 20% off all packages. Also, maybe hook up with me for a 3-day pass, get through, maybe through Saturday or even through Sunday, get my early plays for the NFL. There's UFC 282 on Saturday. I'll probably be involved in that card. That's for sure. In the big World Cup games, we're ready to fire it up back in Qatar. 8 teams are left, Tony. Really, 7, maybe 7 that we thought were there, maybe 1 we didn't think would be there, but we're ready to go back to action in Qatar with the heavyweights as well. You figure Brazil, you figure France looking great as well. I don't know how deep they can, get with some of the teams if they have realistic chances. But they're still alive with 8 teams left in Qatar, so any of them can win it. Even Morocco, who's looked terrific. So World Cup resumes in action this weekend. Those elimination games, we try to whittle it down before the final, just getting close to the finish of the World Cup in December, amazingly enough. So big time action this weekend over at Tony'sPicks.com. Get with me or any of the other handicappers over at Tony's Picks.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Action today in a multi-sport 5-pack, as you see there. Also with a college basketball 3-pack, some best bets up there on the ice and from the NBA. So good time to get on board here with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. I'd like to show the full record here for Ramon because it's been impressive. We'll put it on the full screen for you here. As you can see, the numbers here for 2022. 3,147 units of profit documented in NHL. 1656 in the NBA. Had a really good summer league, so you combine those numbers, that's 2,300 units of profit in NBA and summer for this season. College football 634. Remember, we got the bowl games coming up. Great job with the regional NCAA regional baseball that we document. NFL 516 units of profit. MMA 373 units of profit. Concluded a winning CFL season as well, so you can see the great results that Ramon is putting up there at Tony'sPicks.com. So once you get on board here with Ramon here with his plays for tonight, as we mentioned in the previous segment, probably a good value here is to get the longer term pass. If a 1-month pass is within your budget, you get all of Ramon's premium plays for a month. That would include all 41 bowl games, include all his NFL. It would include all his NBA, college hoops, and NHL, and of course some of the peripheral sports that Ramon gets involved in, which would be his plays here from MMA and the World Cup as we hit the quarterfinal rounds with these 4 games Friday and Saturday. So we'll get that 1-month pass. Also, you may consider, if you want to try out Ramon, we talked about that 3-day All Sports Pass. That's a really good value there. All Ramon's premium plays for 3 days. Instead of buying all these plays individually, just get the 3-day pass. All the sports are covered as we talked about here, as well as the World Cup action, right? World Cup, so we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the World Cup is covered. The MMA card on Saturday is covered. So a great value there with that 3-day All Sports Pass. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you'll save 20% off. So we'll knock $20 off that price point. So really good value there on that 3-day pass. And of course, that will also include if Ramon loads any late steam plays. Late steam plays are picks that the cappers put in between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. Those plays are emailed directly into your email, the email that you use to sign in as a member here at Tony'sPicks.com. So that's important there with the late steam plays included on that 3-day All Sports Pass. Not on the 1-day passes or not. That's a fixed game package sale there. But again, you notice it is in yellow. It's not profit guaranteed, but hey, you're at that price, you're already getting a significant discount, right? If you did the math, it would be like $33 a day. Then you take off the 20% off, then with another $7 off that, right? So you're looking at about $26 a day for Ramon's, all of Ramon's premium plays here, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So great value there. Get that 3-day pass. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save that 20% off. You're ready to roll. All right, Ramon, we've put together a tour account for you over at Tony Speaks Ramon, as well as, of course, that morning steam show with you and Mindy in the mornings.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Tony. I love looking at that list, but I'm going to get college basketball. It's not on that list. And if you click on the 30-day, I'm not telling you to do it now, but click on the 30-day. I got my college basketball up there, so it was just a slow start, and I'm really recovering now, getting to about ready to have college basketball on that list of profitable sports, just maybe a day or two away if we just knock one out of the park. And also, I put some beta in on Euro League. They're playing right now. I've been watching a few games today, and maybe ready to come in. They're about 8 or 9 games into the season there, maybe a little more. But I was watching some Euro League baskets today, so maybe come in with some of that in the weeks to come. Hey, go on over to Twitter and pick up my free play on Twitter at Tony's Picks Ramon. And today's game is between Jacksonville State and Utah. I got a free play up there. Follow all the handicappers at Tony's Picks on Twitter. Just follow along. You can get a stream of, you can make a list. You can make a list of, because Twitter has that feature. You can go to list, you can make a list, you can put all of the Tony's handicappers up there, and then you can click on your list every day and have about anywhere from 5 to a dozen plays from the handicappers every day, extra plays from the group at Tony's Picks. We'll be back on Saturday with more previews with the morning steam. Mindy and I will be previewing the weekend action, including Army, Navy on Saturday. Tony will be looking at that game. Will it be another under? Just caution everybody, Tony. It's, 32 and a half right now. Yes, they've had a million unders in a row. Every military game goes under. If you look at this total comparatively to what the final score actually is, it actually goes over this number quite a bit. So you really have to handicap this one pretty sharp if you think we can squeeze another under out of the service academies in the big Army-Navy game this week. We'll preview it on Saturday, as well as NBA, NHL, and probably talk a little college basketball as well. We're getting right into the swing of things. Bowl season coming up, NFL playoffs this weekend. We'll preview everything on the morning steam on Saturday and Sunday. The weekends, Mindy and I are with you 6 a.m. Pacific and 9 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, 8 a.m. Mindy. So great time over there with the group in the chat, and it shows the impact they have. Tony, they told us to do some player props, and Mindy came on and did some player props. So full service over there at the morning steam. Whatever the cappers want to hear from us, that's what we're willing to do. We said, put in the suggestions. What do you want to hear? What do you want us to preview? What do you want us to make picks on? And Mindy responded by doing that. So it just shows you the, attentiveness that we're paying to our followers in that chat room and building it up and getting the views every day. We're really happy about, getting upwards of 250, 350, 400 views on that show. Makes us feel like, we have a little community there. It's been awesome.
That's right. Great community there with the morning steam. Check it out here. Saturdays through Thursday from 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can go back and check out the replay. There's still fresh content. Nothing started. So you can go back there and check it out for the content for today's action. Of course, those of you that commute, we know that it's the mid-afternoon. Many of you are at work right now. Make it your commute to listen to the morning steam. We put every pick and every show in podcast form on Tony's Picks Podcast, available on all major platforms. You can listen to the morning steam. Their show today, about an hour to an hour and a half is usually the length of the show. So take a listen on your way home from work, or to our truckers out there, find our podcast. I know you guys love to bet there, especially you pass through several state lines and you guys have a lot of apps going on with you. So take a listen to that morning steam. All right. Ramon, it's always great having you on the show. Keep up the great work. I think we're going to miss you tomorrow, but we'll talk to you Monday.
Great. See you then. Thanks a lot, Tony.
You got it. Ramon here on